Well, there's a report that we received at about 8:27 this morning a.m. That is from a resident who turned out to later be identified as the mother of the deceased, Mr. Kenrick Genas. The reports that we received was that mother received early reports that Mr. Genas was shot by police officers at about 1 a.m. and we got no report of any fatal shooting by members of the JCF until we received that report. We came here, a team was mobilized and arrived at the scene, and we met with the JCF responding team from the Spanish Town Division, who themselves were investigating now a murder not involving members of the JCF. And so we are at this stage still trying to determine whether or not the deceased was shot in any altercation with the police, or he was shot by men who are not members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The forensic team of INDECOM and the scene of crime of the Jamaica Constabulary Force are processing the scene, and we have interviewed some witnesses. We are to get more information, but so far we have not been able to determine the source of the fatal shooting.
I understand so that persons allege that police take up spent shells and there was 3 spent shells. Those 3 spent shells, that 3 spent casings that remain, could you identify or what weapon those spent shells come from? Spent casings?
Well, they are likely to be determined by the ballistics process, but that is to come. Testing will be done with respect to firearms which may be available. But as I said, we are in the embryonic stages of the investigation. And so a lot more work needs to be done to determine, as you would say, who done it.
And then it would normally be the protocol where the police would have normally informed INDECOM if in case there was a police fatal shooting.
Yes, the protocol is that once any member of the security force is involved in a shooting, injury, or fatal shooting, police control would advise INDECOM, them having been advised by the officer, him or herself, or their divisional commanders. That did not happen today because, as I said, my information from the police, they were acting on information that they were investigating a murder because a body was seen along the road. And so they arrived here at around 8 o'clock. But we got our call at 8:27 from the mother of the deceased to say that she got information that it was the police who shot her son. So as I said, it is a lot of information which is not yet verified, and a proper investigative process verifies information before treating it as fact.
Is it also possible that it could be men posing as police personnel to carry out this attack?
There are so many variables and possibilities, so it is possible. But as I said, at this stage, we are going to be relying a lot, it would seem, more on the ballistics information that will be collected from the scene to assist us in determining who was involved in this matter.
Alan, my final question to you. Speaking to the police, were they saying that any members of the force were in operation in this general era or control? Was there any operation in this area?
We are trying to determine who, if so far we are told no one was in this particular space. We are doing much more work, speaking to the senior supervisors in the division, and we will be getting more information later, and we'll be able to assist the family as we go along, and where appropriate, we will certainly update the media.
And then the residents are cooperating so far?
The residents are cooperating.
To the best of your knowledge, sir, is this gentleman who died, Mr. Genas, a person that the police has any encounter with in recent times?
We have no information as to his antecedents at this time. So as I said, we are still in the early stages of the inquiry. And so we will advise you where we can, where it's appropriate to do so in the near future.
And I know this wouldn't be a part of INDECOM, but there's a ongoing gang shoes in the area, because there was a gentleman, there was a murder yesterday, so it's possible this probably can come off or reprisals. So the police advice who said that there was some gang shoes going on in the area.
I did not get any information as to the gang feud. We all know that the areas are really, should I say, inundated with gang feuds. But as to whether or not we should speak to this being an incident, that is really speculation. And really, we are not doing that at all. We are really searching for the facts, ferreting out the truth, and then now we present those facts.